All right, we're live. So happy Wonder Wednesday, everyone. I'm so happy to see you all back here with us today. If this is your first time, we're Fluxys community. We are an international community for women in UX UI design and Webflow development. And every Wednesday, we gather together here in what we like to call our Wonder Wednesdays, inviting influential speakers from either the design or the Webflow space. So I'm Claudia, I'm the founder, and I'm going to show you where we meet every Wednesday, which is super cool because I love it. I'm a gamer. I love video games, and so I could not have chosen a better tool than Gather Town to host our community events. And so let me show you what it looks like. And if you're watching our live today, and if you're here in the chat, we want for this event to be as interactive as possible. So please feel free to use the chat, give a hello, tell me where you're joining us from. And yeah, without further ado, let me get into the space. So what you see here, it's me standing into our co-working space where we work together. We host our focus hours and whatnot. And I'm just going to walk to our auditorium. Hi, Jason from LA. Brilliant. All right. Let me join the space. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Wonder
Oh, hello.
Wednesday, people. And hello, Grace. Fantastic to have
Hello,
you
how
here
are
with
you?
us today.
Thanks for having me. Are we live?
Yes, we are live. Would you like to say
Oh,
hello
awesome. I will.
to all your friends?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Grace. Today, I'll be going through like LinkedIn for designers, but also practical tips on how you can craft your personal brand and stand out on. And the goal, really, the outcome of this is I want y'all to come away with at least one LinkedIn post. And then the goal of kind of building a habit on posting on LinkedIn for me, to help opportunities come to you instead of you seeking them out. I've been creating content on the internet since I was a kid back in like 2014, and I've been a career transitioner. I have zero design certification. It's pure like art and engineering. And so by posting learning in public and building in public on LinkedIn, it has helped me get a lot of job offers, and especially for like design and like everything else. So today I'll be breaking down exactly what I did. So hopefully y'all will find this helpful and have opportunities come to you and have fun along the way. LinkedIn has not only helped opportunities come to me, but like access and meet a lot of wonderful people. I think Claudia and I, we probably connected through LinkedIn as well. And so it's like I met some of my best friends through LinkedIn. It's been such a great resource. So I can't wait to share all my secrets with you all today. So let's hop into it. And then in this time, it'll be super interactive. And then towards the end, I have a little fun activity for y'all as well. And then feel free to chime in with any thoughts, questions in the chat. I have both of them open. And in my presentation, all my drawings are that I actually hand drew them all. The bunny's name is Fluffle, the friendly mascot from Design Buddies. And let me know in the chat if y'all are also in Design Buddies or a designer or like bunnies and anime. This is Fluffle, and then Fluffy, the human mascot of Fluffle.
I think,
So today,
Grace, if you have a Fluffle
yeah,
for Design Buddies, we need to have a Flux for Fluxys community. That's your next task.
yes, yeah. I love to draw, so like I'm trying to draw like mascots and like fan art.
I'll show
Yeah.
you
So
mine.
more to
I'll show
come.
you mine after the event. But yeah,
Yes,
it's
I'd love to
amazing.
see.
There's so many people in the chat already from YouTube that are saying hi. And as I was saying to the girls here at Fluxys, you've been kind of my role model from the get-go of me starting in community and design. And we have so many similarities. And again, I'm super grateful to have you here with us today and looking forward to what you have to show us today.
Yeah, very excited. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Today will be our quest for today is I'll go through an introduction and I'm gonna pull up the YouTube so I can see the comments there as well, but would love to learn about y'all and what you would find helpful in this presentation. Personal branding, practical tips, how to build your own foundation, how to express yourself on social media, I feel like as designers, we have a special skill of applying like design principles to augmenting our personal brand, and then LinkedIn, some best practices and post ideas, but also have an interactive fig jam activity, and then ending with the Q&A because I want this talk like to not only be inspirational but really practical for y'all to take away from and improve your life today. for free. I'm Grace. I founded the world's largest design community called Design Buddies. We have 65,000 members on Discord and a total audience of 150,000. My background, I'm currently also a UX designer at Electronic Arts. And my background, I actually went to college studying computer science, engineering, and bioengineering. And I'm also been a content creator on and off since 2014, but really regularly since 2020. Started on Tumblr. So let me know if y'all ever been on Tumblr. I mostly share content about design career on LinkedIn, as well as lifestyle travel on Instagram, and a lot of digital art. I like to draw as well. And I've been really getting into like tech, AI, SF, Twitter lately, and threads. That's been like my newest gig. And I'm based in San Francisco. I actually just recently moved up here last week from Cupertino, where I grew up and where Apple is, just 45 minutes down south. So we're also hosting a conference this year and a lot of really exciting things going on, online and offline. I'm also visiting like London, like Dubai, Tokyo, and Italy, and more this year as well to host like Design Buddies meetup. So definitely stay tuned for that. But like, would love to know what all of y'all's backgrounds are. And let me know in the chat, like, what do y'all like to do? Are you a UX designer? What do you like to do for fun? Are you a content creator? I'll give it a couple of moments as well to share.
Yeah, and I'll let you know if anything comes from social media as well. Any of the
Mm-hmm.
answers. There's a lot of people sending their love. And I think, Grace, just from your introduction, I can comfortably say that you're an AI model. You're not human. You're really Grace AI.
Ah, thank you. Oh my God, I see the chat. Hi, YouTube buddies. Thank you, everyone. I see Jerry from San Francisco, Design Buddies Discord, love Design Buddies. Oh my God, thank you. I'm just like pulling up the YouTube. I appreciate it. Actor, stand-up comedian, transitioned to UI UX design, started computer science, biologist, aspiring UX designer. Nice. So a lot of UX. And Yang, I saw a question. I started Design Buddies in 2019, or no, 2020. I just graduated from college, so I did not start it in high school. I just started like a little less than 4 years ago. Background in education, amazing. Very diverse, very cool. Um, business management student, biologist, amazing, cool. So my background is growing up, I was born and raised in Silicon Valley, where like everyone told me that, or all the adults made me believe that I need to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or failure. So like, I thought I was a failure because I wanted to be an anime artist. And everyone was like, I want to work at Apple, I want to work at Google, I want to be an engineer. Meanwhile, I'm just like, I like doodling my anime art. And like I was really obsessed with this game called Maple Story and watching anime like Pokemon. And like, let me know in the chat if y'all also like anime and like which anime and which games. So I was really inspired by that. Or play Maple Story because that is like my biggest inspiration, one of my biggest inspirations in life. But in high school, I actually started this blog called I Run Grace Pace on Tumblr, which is still my Instagram handle. I kept getting bad grades in school because I wanted to improve my writing skills. And so I just started posting on Tumblr, and then suddenly I got like 8,000 followers in a year as a high school student getting brand deals. I was like, oh, this is really cool. But however, in like long story short, my mom, she started paying me to go to the gym with her, and that's how I discovered I was like good at running, and I got really into competitive running, cross country and track. Ended up running Division 1 in college, but that actually inspired my major in bioengineering, in pre-med, because I wanted to biohack myself to run faster, but I branded it as pre-med to sound prestigious. No, I really just wanted to run faster, and like learning the inner workings of the human body so I can hack myself. And then after a couple of years of doing bioengineering and doing research, I realized I like, hey, I don't really vibe with this. So if y'all are really interested in the field, would encourage doing internships or volunteer work, getting practical experience. And that's how I discovered game design, because I later pivoted to computer science because I just wanted to make games. I was making VR games. I was designing, developing virtual reality games for education, training surgery, doing software engineering internships. And then I realized that like, hey, I don't really like vibe. Like I feel like coding's like cool and all because I get to build things, but like it was like hard for my brain to like I was like so slow at it. Like my brain just like no matter how hard I tried, I feel like it just like took me so long because I'm very visual, I'm very kinesthetic. I'm not very like abstract or like very logical. Not like not logical, but like like that kind of mindset you need for programming. Like I tried my best. I wish I was good at it, but I'm not, and that is okay. So I then pivoted over to UI UX design because I felt like it combines my background in art and science to solve problems creatively, and that's how I was drawn to it. Along the way, I've always had a lot of random side hustles. Like I had an art business, so I take a lot of anime conventions, do design buddies, and currently I do a lot of events, social media, design, and I have no idea what I want to do, and that is okay because I want to do everything, and that's okay if you don't want to know whatever you want to do either, because we're all figuring it out today. And I'm curious, like, what made y'all want to get into UX? These are some questions that I want to kind of get y'all thinking about because these are ideas for LinkedIn content creation. Um, and
Yeah, I can see in the chat, Isaiah says, me too. I can do coding. I do my best, but my artistic eye is stronger. Sketched as a kiddo. Yes, 100%.
Mhm.
And we see, like, from your previous question, Grace, we have a lot of people that are actually coming from such a diverse background, like communication, massage therapist. What else? Hoping to get into games, background in theater design. So, yeah, that's a good question. What made you want to get into design or into UX in the first place? And I can see here went into UX for the design problem solving aspect of it. And Ekta from our community says, yeah, same thing. I love problem solving, which is what connected me to UX. So a lot of people that like I guess jigsaws, right? That's what I think about when I think about UX design. It's just like, oh, how do I connect all the pieces, or how do I solve this dilemma or this enigma? I want to help
Mhm.
people make their dreams come to life. Yeah, a lot of interesting. I wanted a more creative career where I was able to be extremely detail oriented and anticipate needs. I want to advocate for the humans using the technology really good. Um,
Mhm.
yeah.
Amazing. These are all great content pieces you could later post about on LinkedIn. What made you want to get into UX design, which is one of the prompts I have for y'all today. So I'm just gonna ask those questions to get y'all thinking about content, and then for the outcome of this webinar, definitely make a post. If anything resonates with you during this time, make a post on LinkedIn, tag me, tag Design Buddies. I'll comment on it, engage with it, and then like make it seen in my network as well, and maybe we post it on Design Buddies. So definitely tag me for visibility. So now talk about personal branding foundations, practical tips. So like eventually I think a brand is like a thought and a feeling. How do you make people feel? And so some examples are like Nike, just do it. It makes you want to work out. Apple makes you feel really elegant. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And I feel like a brand is like a perception experience, kind of like a personality, but towards like a brand or like company. There's a lot of aspects to it that you can apply to your own personal branding. So like a personal brand is like, so these are some examples. I feel like people have like strong personal brands. So you want to like thinking about how you want to present yourself. You want to ask yourself, how do I want to make people feel when I show up? Do you want people to feel inspired, fun, mysterious, like, or you're really good at design, or you really want to work in the games industry? And like essentially like how do people describe you when you leave the room? And essentially y'all already have your brands. It's like your personality. And I feel like just kind of process of bringing it out, and like no need to be perfect right now. I feel like we're all learning, evolving. It's always iterative. Like I have no idea what I want to do in my life, and like, and it's okay, we're all having fun. It's all about the journey. It's all iterative, and having fun. And why I care about your personal brand is like, I know with the job market, and let me know in the chat if y'all are job hunting right now, helps you like stand out from competition because there's a lot of folks getting laid off and wanting to kind of compete, especially for more junior folks out there. Helps you like make more friends. Like I feel like personal branding for me looks like content creation, putting myself out there, and in turn increasing my surface area of luck, having more opportunities come to me, and getting a lot of opportunities to be featured in the media. Because I was just like randomly posting on like LinkedIn and Twitter, and ended up like on Times Square and the Wall Street Journal and stuff. So just like always like putting yourself out there. And if y'all are into freelancing, helps you create a more strong brand, um, and to have more like be able to price more premium and generate more leads. And essentially, I kind of like I feel like personal branding kind of is the same and different as self promotion. It's essentially like expressing yourself and finding similar people to connect with, and putting yourself out there. And now I'll talk about like more practical tips about building your brand. Um, and I'm just like having the chat pulled up as well. So first you want to define like what is your mission statement or the thesis you want to put. Like what are your goals? Is your goal to like land a job in the games industry, share knowledge, know your story? And so the goal of this is kind of like thesis statement, like what do you do, what kind of topic area or niche you want to be in, who's your target audience, and how is the world different as a result. So for example, for me right now, it's always evolved on, but like I love creating experiences, like designing experiences that help people make meaningful connections. For example, designing programs for design buddies, building products at EA, hosting events, whether that be virtual or in person. So I love doing that. Some examples is like if y'all into like e-commerce, maybe you specialize in like accessibility, or if you're in the games industry, you're really good at storytelling, creating memorable and engaging experiences. Um, and so essentially just keep doing things and telling people about it. Y'all already have your brand. It's just a matter of like reflecting about what your goals are and how you want to tie aspects about yourself to your brand. So now talk about expressing your brand. So there's different places on the internet where you can put yourself out there, like your website, your home base, also like your social media, and share about like your thoughts, and also like different communities you can also engage in as well, not just social media and your website, but like communities like Floxies and Design Buddies. And so when I like to think about what I want to post, which I'll give more practical tips soon, is like what are you currently working on? What was your process? What was your stories? What got you into design? What are some of the projects you're proud of? How did you build it? What was your process? And some of your favorite things and things that inspire you. And so my website is just grace-ling.com. So it's an example. And then, yeah, I just like to populate my social media with things that are relevant to me. And then for my bio, I like to make it clear and concise. Like on LinkedIn, for example, I have more real estate for content. So I like to divide it up into different, it's like emojis to add some like personality and like make it really skimmable, not just like big blocks of text. And each paragraph is like highlights different aspects of what I do. And then on like Twitter and like Instagram, you have like less space. So I just like to kind of describe what I do in a nutshell and offer ways for people to connect. And then essentially, when I think of content, I want to make it valuable for people. So it's like either like telling a story, building a personal connection, or sharing knowledge, sharing advice, entertaining people. So it's always like with the intention of like entertaining people, educating people, or making people feel like less alone, and connecting with that too. So some like things you can kind of do to get your post seen by more people is to add a call to action. So for example, if you want people to connect, answer a question, subscribe to your newsletter, add it. Hashtag also helps as well. And like testing out which times is the best time to post and staying on top of trends. I know like for example, like AI and spatial design is pretty popping right now as well. And then yeah, like when I think things I like to post about, think of like what I'm currently working on, what I'm proud of, what inspires me, like what's going on in my local community, different experiences in life, and more. And yeah, the goal is to add value, being original. Like I feel like for me, I don't really like to copy other people, but taking other people as inspiration and kind of adding my own take to it. So just keep doing things and adding to it as well. Um, It's also good to learn from others. So I like to be useful, inspiring, or sometimes if I have a spicy hot take and I want to know like what other people think about it as well. Like, will AI replace designers or should designers code? So I'm kind of like, just want to stir up some spicy hot takes and just know everyone's perspective. That's also an idea as well. And so I have like a link to more examples of content that did particularly well. For me, like these are like practical tips or like sharing a story about MapleStory or talking about like how I got my first design job. So like I have some examples on my LinkedIn that I will share in the chats if y'all want to look for in examples. And so essentially, I know I talked a bit about like how to optimize your content for the algorithm, but essentially, it's always knowing your audience. Like I feel like a successful content creator doesn't mean you have to go viral every post. It's always, for me, the measure of success is how it connects me to the relevant people and making meaningful connections, not just like for quantity but for quality as well. And so like don't stress about if your post doesn't do well. Like it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just like algorithms always changing, especially LinkedIn and like social media. As long as you're like making new friends, making quality connections, I think that's a good goal to chase because more is not always better.
Mm.
And so there's also like different social media sites. I'll like talk mostly about LinkedIn, but a lot of these can be applied to other social media as well. For like for example, for Instagram, I like to make it more visual, like showcase more of my work, and cool photos. LinkedIn, I really like LinkedIn the most because a lot of people with the highest net worth and key decision makers at companies, they hang out on LinkedIn. So by posting on LinkedIn, I've actually got the most opportunities from that. But that doesn't mean I want to encourage everyone to ignore the rest of the social media. Like I feel like there's still a lot of great people to meet out there on like Instagram, Twitter, Thread even as well. So these principles apply to LinkedIn, but like don't be afraid to test out different social media platforms. I'm active on all of them because I like increasing my surface area of luck. And there's ways you can like recycle content throughout. So like work smart, not hard.
Do you use
And
Threads as
so
well?
I do use Threads. In fact, um,
Grace,
I
do you breathe?
huh?
Do you breathe?
Breathe? Oh, yes, I do. On Thread, actually, I noticed it's like people who
Ah,
hate Twitter. It's like people who don't like Twitter, who don't use Twitter. So I literally post the same thing I do on Twitter as Threads, and I went viral a bunch of times. And so Thread is like the wild, wild west right now. It's kind of like TikTok in its early days, where I just
oh.
like post stuff, and it will like randomly go viral, and like you can hashtag design threads or hashtag tech threads. Those are like big hashtags. Hashtag San Francisco is also like big as well, so like your city. And so don't sleep on threads. And I just literally post the same thing I do on Twitter as threads because they're a different audience and I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And so that's how I do a lot of things is like I'm actually like really lazy, not lazy in a bad way, but like lazy as in like I like to find the most optimal way to do the spend the least amount of time to make the most impact. And so that's how
Mm.
I live my life.
That's great. Do you know the only kind of like thing that stopped me from creating a Threads account was, and I don't know if it's 100% true, but people were saying that if you create a Threads account and then if you want to delete it, then your Instagram account gets deleted as well.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, that might be worth checking out. But yeah, that's the only thing that kind of like stopped me from making one. But maybe it's not 100% true. I need to
Ah, I see, I see.
fact check.
Um, yeah, I feel like for me, the reason why I like to diversify on so many different platforms is like the more I post, the more potential people I meet, and the more opportunities I get, and the more it increases my surface area of luck. And so that's why I just like love posting everywhere. It's like not too much effort as well. Oh, thank you, Emma. That's not lazy, that's working smart. Yes, work smart, not hard. That's my life, and that's how I do a lot of things.
Oh, great. Carmen says I just deleted Threads without deleting Instagram. Great. Good to
Mhm.
know.
Nice. And then when I think about like longer content, definitely your portfolio where you want to deep dive into case studies. You can also explore having a blog or a newsletter where you want to write more long form content. If you're really into like being in front of the camera, you can vlog it or make a podcast. So like content can be like short form or long form depending on what kind of story and like approach. No right or wrong, just kind of like what you like to do and the and having fun with it too. And then also I feel like social media, not just like promoting yourself out there, but it's also engaging with the community, looking what getting inspiration, meeting people, seeing what they're talking about, and also finding similar people, connecting with them, helping each other out, learning about their story, how to share value with them too. So engaging, following people, commenting on their posts, messaging people, because social media, for me, the metric of success is how many quality connections I make. Not always quantity, but like quality connections.
Mm-hmm.
And to get started, if y'all are starting from scratch, oh, like, let me know in the chat like how experienced you are. Like, how do you feel about posting on social media? And like maybe what is your favorite social media platform? And like how do you feel about posting on LinkedIn? I'd like to get a quick vibe check. But if I were in 2024, starting from scratch, don't know anything about social media, but want to increase my network, I would start by looking at what other people are posting and seeing what resonates with me, getting inspiration from that, and start by commenting. So if you have like a similar or different perspective, add a comment on it, and hopefully that'll inspire you to create your own content and continue connecting with people and making friends. So these are some like resources that I've looked into to help me build personal brand as well. So I'll pause here so anyone can like take a screenshot, and I'll talk about designing your brand. Like, there's different aspects of how us designers can leverage our visual design skills to stand out in our personal brand, like logo, tone of voice, color, typography, and more. So like colors, they can mean different things and it can mean differently across different cultures. And so I would choose like 2 or 3 primary colors. There's this tool called Chroma, like an AI tool that helps you pick different colors, but essentially just like colors you honestly just like and want to get consistent. So the colors can be consistent on like your LinkedIn profile banner, your resume, and your portfolio website, and in different fonts to keep consistent as well throughout. And different fonts have different meanings. You can also play around with like different patterns and textures. Like I love this like little speech bubble one I use for myself, and a little toy box one for design buddies. Different photography styles. Like I have many random Instagram accounts for the different side hustles I've been in my whole life. Like I have like a food art, like my main one, I run Gracepace, which if y'all on Instagram, feel free to connect there. I run Gracepace. I have colorful eats and Grace the plant and graceful food, but these are like a lot of these are old.
How do
I
you
also
do it? Tell me you automate. Tell me you automate things. You schedule
I
posts.
Yeah, I actually don't. I just put it on my calendar. I schedule posts for design buddies. So for I run
Yeah.
Gracepace, I feel like I like to do a lot of random things all day, every day, and so I always want something to share. So I never run out of ideas. It's just like doing stuff in life, and also like letting go of being perfect. Like for me, I always thought I had to like make my hair perfect, whatever, lighting perfect. I just do it. Like it's okay if I make a mistake. Like if I like make a mistake, at least I'll get comments and then it will like bump up my post in the algorithm. You know, like thinking about it that way helps as well. Um, and then for my colorful eats, it's not cafe.owner, but it's colorful.eats. I like go out a lot with my friends, try a lot of restaurants, and I'm also a Yelp elite because I write a lot of Yelp reviews, but I cross post the same photos and my Yelp review on this account. So like I'm always like recycling content, and like I like being a Yelp elite because I get like cool access to like more events, and the Yelp elite community is like pretty cool. So encourage, not sponsored, but like that's why, because I happen to like go out a lot with my friends and have a lot of content. Might as well share it somewhere. And it literally just takes me like 2 minutes to write a review because I write like 3 sentences and that counts. So yeah, just little things like that. And then for my art account, like sometimes I will like
Of
repost
course.
stuff, but
Of course, because you have an art
yes,
account. Yes.
yeah, I have an art account, Candy Leaf hashtag. I like I also like sometimes if I haven't had time to draw for a while, I will like repost stuff. So like because so I actually went like 4 years without drawing much and I lost a couple of thousand followers. And I know Instagram rewards you for like posting a little more. So like I just post stuff sometimes. Like if it's been a year, if I still like the drawing, I'll repost it. No one notices. And people do nice, like thanks for a new comment and moving my posts up in the algorithm. Like so yeah, so like I repost stuff sometimes if it does well, but no one really knows. And for Design Buddies, we always have a lot of things going on, and I also share the login with a couple of people so people can post on it as well. So like delegating and scheduling posts, and I have a lot of templates I make for our event. So I'm never like making stuff from scratch. I have like systems I've optimized for myself.
Good.
And then I see a lot of comments. Yeah, like so I've been actually creating content for years. And so I feel like it's like working out, building a muscle. Like when I first started, I definitely like I started posting on LinkedIn probably like once a week or like once every 2 weeks. But it's like over time you kind of get used to like writing, putting out content, packaging like what you want to do in life into content. And so it's like working out, it gets easier from there. But like for me, it was like really hard to start with, but it's like getting those reps and building that habit and starting from there too. Um, Now I'll go about your LinkedIn profile, and I see a lot of questions. I could definitely answer them during our time here.
I'm
Um,
loving it. It's like I've seen people
yeah.
that are like, I need a cool down after this. It's like,
I know, it's so funny. I kind of talk fast because like I like think about a million things at the same time. I see a question like, oh thank you, Toddy. I'm like grateful. I'm like honored to hear that I'm the new role model. And Rue asks, "What's a day in my life of Grace like?" And yes, Claudia, I have a vlog.
I
It's
knew it.
actually on my Instagram account. I have like day in my life as like a UX designer and founder. So like I'll like drop it in the chat in case y'all want to check it out. It's all like on my Instagram and like TikTok as well. They're like pretty short videos. And I'll also drop it on YouTube in case folks want to see too. But like that is like the day of my life. uh,
Now I get your nickname. I run Grace Pace, and I am having a
yeah.
taste of what that pace is like.
Yeah, it's Grace Pace. Also, a bit of background about Iron Grace Pace is like it was like a fun name that my friends on my cross country team in high school made for me. Because I was really into running. I ran really fast, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a Grace Pace." I was like, "Oh, haha, Grace Pace." So like, it was mostly for running at first, and then, but I feel like running. You know, we all run design. We run a lot of things. It could be like running your own pace in life and not comparing yourself to others. And so that's kind of like my kind of message with that as well. In fact, on Twitter, I'm like Grace Sling is running. Um it's just like so random. Um yeah. So yeah, it applies to your life. And I'm glad I'm so motivating. Um yeah. Um I'll like stop and answer as many questions I can along the way. But I also want to go through like your LinkedIn profile, like topic of this talk. So like I want to get a vibe checked. How do y'all feel about LinkedIn? Like what do you think about LinkedIn? Do you think it's like good, bad, intimidating, scary, corporate, fun?
I saw a couple comments earlier on in the chat about it. But yes, use the chat to kind of share your sentiment about LinkedIn. But yeah, I saw some people find the whole social media, having to be on top of all the different platforms a little bit overwhelming. Sarah says, I don't really know how to utilize LinkedIn. It takes a lot of consistency, says Anslia, sorry. But leads are very good. Yes. Tori says it's intimidating, weirdly formal. Intimidating. And from the YouTube chat, I can see a little intimidating as well.
Intimidating and weirdly formal. Consistency, don't really know how to utilize it. Yeah. So when I first created LinkedIn, it was probably like 2018. I was in college and like I thought it was just a place where people flexed. Like I'm excited to announce I became a software engineer at Google. And meanwhile, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm a small potato. I just felt like a small potato, you know? And I feel like LinkedIn has evolved into a more social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen people post about like their failures, what they learned, and become more human. And I would say I feel like LinkedIn has definitely become more human over the years. And definitely when I started posting content consistently since 2020, I've noticed that trend. And now I dance on LinkedIn. So I do things like that. I like make memes on LinkedIn and just like my goal really is to just be myself, and in turn I would hope that other people can feel comfortable being themselves, putting yourself not having to change yourself to fit in. And I hope I can like be an example and give you some tips for that too, because I don't think LinkedIn should be intimidating. I feel like LinkedIn is such a gold mine for opportunities that I don't want anyone to miss out on.
Mm-hmm.
But first, you want to have a good profile. So your headline should tell a story about who you are. Your bio, so people see. Add a nice profile picture. If you don't have one, you can upload some like photos of yourself and use AI to make one for you. That's professional. Adding experiences. Adding your education section. Adding some awards. Asking your friends, colleagues. Professors for like recommendations. Adding your skills as well helps as well. um and then, for example, I like to be practical with my headline. Like, for me, I work on Design Buddies. I'm also a designer myself, doing content creation and speaking. So I put this on here to get more like speaking opportunities. But you can also talk about like your hobbies or like what you work on as well for your headline. It's like the first, because like you see it in every post. So it's important to be descriptive. It's like prime real estate to describe who you are in one line. And then for bio, I'll just drop my LinkedIn link for if you, I know this is like really small, but I like to kind of be intentional about what I post and also include like keywords because it helps with SEO or search engine optimization, like including my skills, my background, and what I do. Oh, thank you. I'm making more LinkedIn sign more lighthearted. Yes. And I see a lot of comments about LinkedIn. So, like, my response to that is like, if anyone makes you feel like you are too casual on LinkedIn or like you're doing something wrong, they are not your target audience. It's not your life's goal to please everyone. So don't let that hold you back if LinkedIn intimidates you. Like, it's okay. As humans, it's like natural to focus on this on the subtle few, but like there's so many great people out there. So like don't let that stop you and like you don't owe them anything. That's what I have to
Mhm.
say.
Absolutely.
Um,
100% agree
mhm,
with that.
yeah. And for experience section, it's like your resume but extended. But how I like to also work smart, not hard, is like every year at work we do a performance review, and write about the impact that we made at work that year. So literally, I copy pasta or copy and paste what I have on there, but I also make sure I check with my manager to make sure I'm not violating any NDAs, saying data I shouldn't share. But like I would just like take that and like copy pasta on that I had to write for my yearly performance review anyways. And writing like quantifiable metrics helps as well. um, and so now we'll go through LinkedIn post ideas, and then I'll drop like a FigJam link for us to like go in and do our own. LinkedIn, I think about it as like a micro blogging platform. I feel like posts generally have a longer time span than like other social media platforms. So like what you can post today, and so like definitely make a post today or tomorrow or this week. Tag me. I will comment, react to it, so it gets seen in my network too to increase your visibility. Um, you could talk about like your journey to UX design, kind of like how y'all answered the question earlier in this presentation. Like, what was your background? What got you interested in design? What was your journey like? And also, like, if I see a lot of people are career transitioners, so it can highlight skills you gain from your background that cross over to UX design to help you stand out. We can also talk about like some stories that you've done. So like if you attended a design event, so if you learn something new at this event, post about it as well. Can talk about like traveling. Maybe you bought a house, moved to a new city, graduated, ran a race. So I actually just moved to San Francisco last week, so I have a lot of like content to share about that as well. It's been so fun. I love it here. And then like kind of like challenges you face, how you overcome them, key learnings, and kind of connecting with people that way. Can also talk about like what you're working on. Doesn't have to be design related. Let's say you're training for a marathon, taught you about mental stamina or something. And also like highlighting what you learned. And I feel like LinkedIn, it's like not just your professional self. I feel like I'm really emphasizing the idea that you don't have to change yourself to fit in. And so that doesn't mean that means like not toning down your passions outside of work too. So definitely highlight them, talk about them. um I'd also love to know in the chat, what else do you guys like to do outside of the UX design? Because those are like great ideas to start with to talk about too. Um, and let me just go back to my screen. Some of career advice, like what would you tell your younger self? Also, what is kind of like what are your thoughts on like AI, spatial design,
Mhm.
privacy, spicy takes or like hot topics like that? I'm definitely in the heart of San Francisco, so like a lot of AI on my mind every day, all day. I'm going to like AI event every day.
Grace
Um,
AI.
how it influences you.
Grace
Yeah.
GPT.
Yeah, Grace GPT. And you can also like look at what's in the LinkedIn news section and like get some inspiration to talk about. Also like your inspirations, like not limited to design, but like products inspire you, things like that, and what inspires you. And also like maybe some stories, how it relates to you now. And also like reflecting on a period of time, like how did your 2023 go, how did your February go, what went well, what didn't go well, what did you learn, what are your goals. Kind of reflecting, journaling also helps. Journaling is like a habit that I would encourage everyone to do. And you don't have to share what you wrote, but it helps you just like learn, process, and think through thoughts. Also, if you are looking for a job, don't be afraid to be loud about it. I know, like, in society, sometimes we're taught that you shouldn't promote yourself. It's like bad, but like, don't ignore those people who say that. Like, y'all, you're your biggest cheerleaders. So, definitely promote yourself. And promoting myself, shamelessly promote, not shame, like, yeah, shamelessly promoting myself, and like intentionally shamelessly promoting myself has taken me to a lot of places in life, so don't shy away from it. um
Yeah,
and
I can see there's a comment from Yusuf from Jason. He says, "I'm afraid that highlighting that I act and do stand up might make hiring managers less likely to take me seriously as a designer." I don't think that's true at all, Jason. Actually, the fact that you do stand up shows that you can think on your feet, and the fact that you act is showing that you can get a lot of information, you can absorb a lot of information, make it yours. And I think both of them, any experience you've had in life could be framed and reshaped in a way that brings value into your next role. That's what I've learned with my journey. Grace, what do you think?
I agree. Like for me, I post a lot about like running, traveling, cruising, drawing, hosting events that have like zero to do with what I do at my day job at EA. In fact, I like this is so funny. Like whenever I meet people, they don't even know I'm a UX designer. Uh, and then it has like I have never gotten a negative comment from my team actually at EA, like that I know of. And like I feel like I shouldn't have to change myself to fit in. And I feel like my boss, like, and my team really likes the stuff I do because I'm like helping build community, helping them, like also like it helps EA's brand too. And so I wouldn't like worry about it. Like I feel like a healthy team means they respect you as a person and don't make you feel like you have to change yourself to fit in. Um and
Mhm.
if, for example, if I get like, for example, if I like got like a negative feedback, I could be like, hey, Grace, you're posting too much about drawing, or like posting too much about like events. I would ask them like, oh, or like, why? Like, why do you think that? Like, let me know how I can improve. So like if I get negative feedback, I would just like kind of question it, like ask questions to really like understand where they're coming from. And just like, because oftentimes like I'll be like, ask like, what do you mean by that? Because sometimes like, people don't really know what they're saying. But also sometimes I get like real feedback, and so if I get negative feedback, I'll just like ask questions to clarify, ask them to explain themselves as like trying to learn as well. So yeah, hopefully that'll be good.
Yeah, and also I'd like to add as well, always ask yourself if you want to work for somebody that either directly or indirectly asks you to hide who you are, or like what your passions are. Do you really want to work for someone or a company like that? So always think about your worth, because yeah, that's the most important thing. And Grace, we did have a question here in the chat from one of the girls at Floxy's. Do you mind if I ask it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it's from Rebecca. A lot of people say that LinkedIn is like having your own personal website, as you can share your thoughts, opinions, achievements, and whatnot. How would you answer the question? Do you need a portfolio website when you have an active LinkedIn presence? What's the distinction and benefits? And for your information, I'm a web designer. I'm just curious how you would answer this question.
Yes, you'd need a portfolio website, because LinkedIn, you're always like kind of posting on it, and your portfolio website is like a one-stop shop to highlight your best work and highlight how you think. Especially for designers, if you want to get clients or new opportunities, is really important because hiring managers, they don't have a lot of time in the day to really like look through your LinkedIn. A portfolio should be designed so it's easy to navigate and easy to share your best work. So yes, I recommend, strongly recommend having like you need to have a portfolio and a LinkedIn act. Well, I would encourage you to have a LinkedIn presence, but at least focus on your portfolio first because you need that thing to showcase about yourself.
Mm-hmm. And as you were saying, you can always repurpose that content from the portfolio. You can create a
Mhm.
post about it. And yeah, there's a lot of ideas that can be generated from it.
Yep. You can also like talk about how you made your portfolio on LinkedIn too, and like what inspired you and things like that. So like it's content. Everything is content. On LinkedIn, you can also make videos. Like you can being like introducing yourself. I've seen people do like video cover letters, case studies. LinkedIn lives are popping as well. I've been doing a lot of LinkedIn lives. They've been so fun. You can also LinkedIn has a newsletter feature too. I actually have my own newsletter called Grace Pace on LinkedIn. It's where you can write more longer form content. And I did not sign an NDA, but I was talking to a couple of staff, like people who work at LinkedIn. And like my takeaway from my conversation with them is that they're really prioritizing building products for content creators. And newsletter is like something that they told me that I strongly encourage me to be focusing on right now as a LinkedIn content creator. So newsletter to share more like long form content. And essentially how I could think about like the content I do is like 80% I want to add value and 20% should be promoting myself. Just kind of think of it that way. So it's not like overly promotional. I'm still like sharing value and connecting with people that way. And then repurposing. Like, so I like to see Twitter as like my lab where I like post anything and everything. And if things do well on Twitter, I will repost it on LinkedIn. And same with like TikTok and Instagram. TikTok, I just been like posting whatever, and like if things do well on TikTok, I'll post on Instagram. So it's like your lab and a showroom. I just kind of like to like think about it that way. Um, and then you can also repurpose, like if you have a blog, put us on LinkedIn as well, and Facebook can also do your LinkedIn post. But I would change the voice and tone so it like matches the goals of that social media too. Like I feel like LinkedIn people are scrolling there with the intention to learn, take action, and versus like on TikTok, Instagram, people are there to just feel entertained and like not really take action. So just thinking about the use cases of different social media as designers, designing for a target audience. So applying some UX design principles to here. And then best time to post, it really depends on your audience. I tend to notice like weekdays do better as well, but you can like turn on creator mode on LinkedIn and see where your audience is based out of. And then yeah, so for design buddies, I'll later have like a fig jam board, and I also want to make sure I answer all the questions. I know we have like 11 minutes left too, so I want to prioritize questions as well. For design buddies, let me know if y'all also on design buddies. But in case y'all don't know what design buddies is, I'm Grace. I founded Design Buddies back in April 2020 when I was a student. I wanted to make some friends, and today we're helping designers improve their skills and land jobs. We do a lot of events, both in person, online, and based in San Francisco. So there's a lot here right now, but I also travel a lot. We are also hosting our first ever conference online for free in San Francisco as well. We do a lot of fun stuff. We have content, design challenges, and more too going on right now with thousands of dollars in prizes. There's a lot of stuff going on. Feel free to join us. I'll also like drop the Discord link in case y'all want to join.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's great that it's on Discord, so you can keep using your Fluxies community and your Design Buddies community, and they all
yes, definitely join
co-live
both.
nicely together.
Yes, yes, we love that. We are also hosting our first ever conference. We actually currently still have speaker applications open until February 26th. Online, it's free. In San Francisco, we actually reduced the price like just $89. Because thanks to the support from our wonderful sponsors. And so the theme is design the future. So we're focusing on topics in AI and spatial design. And so feel free to attend. We have a lot of awesome speakers, awesome content, and also we have a lot of events going before and after and during the conference, both online and in person. Because like I really want to help everyone like make meaningful connections in design, and help them grow in their career. So join us for a fun time, and I'm doing whatever I can to make this the biggest I can make it. We just launched it like last week, and we already have almost like 1,000. We almost have like we almost have 2,000 signups. So don't miss out on the fun. And we're still 3 months away, so definitely sign up, as it will be our inaugural conference, and we'll just kind of be bigger and better from here. And yeah, so feel free to connect with me. I am on all the platforms. And like feel free to message me if you have any other questions, and I will like drop the links as well. And yeah, I would love to like stay connected, and I will also like scroll the chat to see if anyone has any feedback. I also have a YouTube channel as well that I'm trying to grow, and with more content going on. Yeah, so I'll like kind of take some questions as I like
Yeah,
um
we have two options here. We can open the Q&A with the community, or you wanted to do that fig jam exercise, or
yes, let me pull up the Fig Jam right now. I'm just kind of dropping links in case anyone wanted to connect. And yeah, feel free to like drop any questions. I'm like really good at multitasking, as you can tell. I
yeah, you're the first speaker that I didn't have to just be like, oh, don't worry, I'll feed you the questions from the social media. You're just literally you have like six pair of eyes, so I don't have to do anything.
Yes. So I have this Fig Jam link. Let me share it in the chat. Like I'm like I have like two chats open. Like I don't I just moved, so I don't have my monitor right now, but like I am in like three places at once. So like yes, LinkedIn content ideas. So um I don't think we have time to like really brainstorm it, but I will copy it for y'all to also like brainstorm together in the Fig Jam link. But I think with the time we have here, I really
Hmm.
want to make sure I answer people's questions, so I will prioritize that.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'm also just gonna share the fig jam with the people on YouTube, and I will also share it in our Discord for people at Fluxies. If maybe after the event you want to have a play around with it, um, yeah, or during the event, I see lots of people have already started. Awesome, but let's open up the Q&A. So if you press Ask Grace, you will be able to see all the people in the room, and as you can tell, there is a ton of people here that were waiting for you. Incredible to see. Hi, Fluxies. So many people have joined
Hello.
us. And so, as per usual, if this is your first time here in Gather, you can see there's a range of emojis at the bottom of your screen. And there's a white hand. You can use the white hand if you have a question. And so, if you want to raise your hand, that's what you can use. And we'll call out your name to ask the question.
I don't have a hard stop, so I'm okay to go a little bit over
Okay.
if needed.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that you're over there with a group of people. So yeah, if you do have a question, either put it in the chat or raise your hand here in Gather, and you can come up on your mic and camera and ask it yourself. Mm-mm-mm. And I guess as we wait for those questions to drop in, because I also have a few, how do you deal with burnout? Do you ever experience burnout?
Yeah, I definitely do. I went through like a big burnout in like 2021, and a lot of it was because I cared, kind of understanding why I was burnout. And my reason was I cared too much about what other people thought of me. I cared too much about things I can't control. I felt the need to please every stakeholder in design bodies, and that was really bad. Like for me, how can I get over burnout is I try to do things that make me happy every day, live a balanced life. So, for example, I like to also like give a lot of talks, but I also like to hang out with my friends, go on new adventures, travel a lot. So just try to like diversify what I do in a day. So I'm not just like focused on one thing. Because like burnout just kind of laser focus on one thing. And for me at least, I just need to do a million things at the same time. And also like knowing how to say no, knowing how to prioritize, setting boundaries, being confident in communicating them has helped me get over burnout, and just finding ways to like work smart, not hard, so I can like keep doing more without spending a lot of time. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that. And it's impressive. Everything that you do. Truly, you're a big inspiration to us all. Um,
Thank you.
Question from RJ. How do you deal with imposter syndrome when interviewing?
Mm, I feel like imposter syndrome, like it's like a good thing because good and bad. It's a good thing because you're doing something outside of your comfort zone, so you're growing, which is good. But bad when it stops you from doing what you want to do. And so for me, I like to think about like for me, I feel like I like doing a lot of random things and like diversify my skill set. And so I'm not always feeling like, oh, I'm not like good at I'm not like a good person or whatever. Um and then instead of like seeing other people as competition, I like to think about how I can learn from others. Also, like when interviewing specifically, if I don't know something, I would just like ask questions. Or being authentic and like saying like, hey, I don't know, but this is how I would approach answering this question. So, kind of like having a backup plan in case you're thrown off by a question, but like, hey, let me think through this, or like, hey, can you expand on what you mean by that? And like, hey, like I don't know, but this is what I would do to figure it out.
Hmm.
Um, and things like that. So specific for interviewing, that's what I would do because I would feel imposter syndrome if I don't know how to answer the question. So I would do that if I don't know.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. And like we like to say here at Fluxies, imposter syndrome, not today.
Mhm.
um, all right, let me see. We have more questions here. How do you keep motivation and energy going? This might be similar to the burnout question. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like just doing a
yeah.
lot of random things all day, every day, not defining myself by my job title. Like, for me, like I feel like when I started working in UX, I was like so proud of my job and like I just like, made it my identity. And like I feel like life became so much more meaningful when I stopped defining myself by like a job title. I'm just like Grace. Like, yeah, I like design, but I also like community building and like traveling. I'm not just like I'm not reduced to like don't reduce yourself to your job title. Like you're much more than that. And just like stay curious, don't limit yourself, and don't feel the need to just like be a UX designer because we all are much more than that. We like UX design awesome, but we also are much more than that.
Absolutely. Don't let yourself be put in a box. Um, all right. Let's see. We have more questions. You said you have a couple minutes to go over them. Yeah.
I
All
do, yeah.
right. Cool. How do I use LinkedIn to connect with potential hiring managers at my dream companies in a way that feels appropriate and not like I'm just coming out of nowhere asking for a favor? And we had a similar question in the forum as well,
Mhm.
from same question, but that person was also asking, how do we not sound desperate, when we're sending these
Mm.
connections?
Yeah, people love talking about themselves. So, how I would look at that is like I'll look at things on their profile, things that they posted, be like, "Hey, I see that you've done this. I'm really interested. I would have loved to learn more and maybe like hop on a call and maybe like talk about that and finding ways we can help each other." So, I would treat it as like asking them questions to learn from them. Also, like making a connection. So, like finding mutual ways to help each other out too. And just like coming from approach of like just like learning and not expecting anything out of it, building relationships. Um, and I feel like that goes with like networking in general. It's just like making friends, learning about each other, finding ways you can help each other out, and not expecting anything. Because sometimes there could be something right away, or sometimes opportunities to come later, or sometimes I might or they might help introduce me to people. And so just kind of like an investment and not just coming with a mindset of like making a connection and not expecting anything in return.
Brilliant. And I'm going to link it up nicely with another question that we have here from Odile from the community. How do you maintain the relationships with your network so that it doesn't feel disingenuous?
Great question. I feel like it is a lot. For me, I like to like just like post regular, like update people what I'm up to. I have a CRM, so, like a database of like super connectors, and so like I humanly cannot remember, and like I also just try to like be myself and be relatable to people, and just like for me, like if I meet two people and I feel like they could be a good introduction, I would like offer to connect them. So I offer also like if I see something that I think someone might like, I would share with them too. So I just try to like I have like a database of like people that I really want to stay in contact with, like cool like creators, community builders, people doing cool stuff. Um like making lists for myself. Also, just like if anyone's looking for introductions, I would just like loop them in, and sharing stuff that they might find interesting that I'm thinking of them.
Now I'm wondering whether I made the cut to that database.
Yes, you did. Yeah. I like love to connect with community builders. Yes.
Great. Let's see. How to not be discouraged easily, especially when you feel like you aren't seeing the results that you're working for.
Mm. I feel like it's a process, like enjoying the journey. I feel like the fact that you're trying, it means that you'll go somewhere in life. Because for me, like sometimes it's like definitely hard because like for me, I like my brain just like goes like that and like thinks really fast and like if I don't see anything going on, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna do something wrong. But like I just focus on like what I'm learning in the process and just enjoying the journey and not focus on the outcome is how I able to do that. And also I always try to seek feedback if I'm always trying to like work and build in public and like meet people and just like get feedback on what I'm working on. So like getting feedback and like constantly just like focusing on the journey and my learnings. And learnings is like not really like the result, but like what I gained from it, what I've learned from this experience has helped me.
Brilliant. I'm gonna ask this other question and then one more, and that's it. Two more questions.
Mhm.
So from Raf, what social media is best to promote yourself as a designer? So you have a big range of social media. Which one would you say is the best one?
Mhm. I feel like there's a lot of social media out there, but as a designer, if your goal is looking for jobs and getting promoted, I would encourage LinkedIn just because most people with hiring power, decision-making power hang out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. I love LinkedIn and I use it a lot
Mhm.
for professional opportunities as well. Okay, so Mada, I left this question to the last because I think you would like it and enjoy it a little bit more. What did you like about Maple Story? This was my first time hearing about
Oh.
it.
Yeah, MapleStory is an online I'm not sponsored by MapleStory anyway, but my art was recently featured on Instagram. MapleStory is the best game in my opinion ever. Like the music, the art, the world, the level design. So MapleStory is a massive multiplayer online role-playing game on PC and on mobile where you can like be a mage, you can be a warrior, you can explore a whole world. It's a very social game. You can have guilds, social clubs, and fight monsters, level up, do quests, explore the world. So like it's like a whole world, like a whole society and a whole culture of its own. And the art is so cute, the art is so amazing, and the world are so great. And the music is also so good too. Like I am max level on MapleStory actually. Like at that time, they increased from there. But like I played MapleStory since I was like 6 or like 7 years old. And I played like on and off until I was like probably like 15, 14, 15. And then recently, well, 4 years ago, played MapleStory Mobile. So yeah, I encourage MapleStory like if that's your style, like it is like my biggest inspiration of like everything I do now when it comes to like art, working in the game industry, community building, and all that. So yes, I love MapleStory.
I can relate to that. I used to play Second Life for the longest time.
Ah.
Awesome. Well, this has been fantastic. Just echoing what one of our community members was saying, this has been like a shot of espresso coffee. It's fantastic. Your energy is contagious, and you're such a big inspiration. We loved having you here with us today. So thank you so much, for making the time and sharing your experience. And I hope that we'll see a little bit more of you in the future, and maybe Design Buddies and Floxies can collaborate on something together.
Yes, I'll message you more on that too. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Grace, thank you so much. Feel free if you like Maple Story, feel free to hang out in our Gather Town whenever you want. This is open 24/7, and we work here together. So, you will be our special guest to join us whenever you like. So, thank you so
Thank you, I
much.
appreciate it. It's such a cool tool, like GatherTown. I love the vibes. I never really used GatherTown that much except for a class I've taken in college. But this is really cool. I love how you have a Floxy's building too. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you want to design bodies, I can hook you up. But we can
Oh, thank you.
talk about it, in a different chat.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I love the energy of your community members. Everyone like so friendly and like good vibes overall. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Hope you have a wonderful day and slay your LinkedIn game with no cap. I talk like this in real life because I'm a Gen Z and like an old Gen Z though.
We love the Gen Z. All right. Share those LinkedIn accounts as well. Like use this event to really connect with other people. If you're watching today, drop your LinkedIn profiles in the chat. Let's connect. And yeah, let's elevate our profiles and make the most out of these social networks because they're not going anywhere. And so we need to stay
Mhm.
on top of them.
Yeah, that we connect with each other too. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, everyone, and have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you. Bye everyone.
Bye bye.